Here we are after 20-some years of sharing so much laughter and tears. This is how we used to bless our kids. Now we'd like to bless you all with love unlimited. How shall we bless you? What do we want for you? Only everything. May you be healthy, may you be happy, having all you need and wish for. So many years you brightened our lives, give warmth to our hearts and light to our eyes. As lives move on and all things change, what's aware in us all always is the same. May you be happy, may you be healthy, having all you need. Now and forever with you, wherever, may you know how much we love.
Bribe? I went to Sunday school from the time I was 4 until the time I was 16. And there was no choice, period.
Yeah.
I hated it,
Yeah.
and there was no choice. That was what you did, period.
But the kids in Betsy's living room were coming because they wanted to, and they loved it. And they drew so much out of me with their questions and their comments and their insights.
So when I heard that students have to choose, I'm like, are they out of their mind? What are they thinking? Eze meshugaim. That's what I said. How can this be? Then I realized that if you create the right atmosphere, if you have a wonderful, top-notch education, if you have simcha, which is the joy that comes from really being in a community and caring about people around, and you surround yourself with great teachers that are teenagers, that are more advanced in their education, but still people that really care about what's happening there, the kids will come. It's like this movie. If you build it, they will come. Isn't it true? Then it's true. It's true then, and it's true now, that the kids are the one who are choosing to come. And so many times parents used to tell me, I'm too tired, I couldn't bring them. And they asked me, we need to go to Or Shalom, because they found something at Or Shalom, and they still continue finding something to come. That is something that you don't find in any other, I think, at least synagogue life.
So I asked Zahava if I could volunteer and help out during the time that there was in Hebrew school. So I ended up becoming her assistant just randomly in 8th grade, just because I had the time and you know, wanted to be useful in the community.
Going to Judaism school and having Havdalah every Sunday.
What do you like about that?
I really liked the Havdalah songs.
The songs?
Mm-hmm.
You like to sing along?
Yes.
I like seeing my friends and learning Hebrew.
I guess I've always been given a choice to what extent I wanted to participate, and I decided that I did want to have a bar mitzvah.
My being bar mitzvah at Or Shalom was an amazing experience. I had a wonderful tutor, Naomi Goldner, and that alone, that journey alone was amazing. And that as well, and then I continued on with Teen Havara after that, and that was just a great time.
And this is definitely not, as I say, your parents' synagogue.
There were all kinds of feelings about ambivalence about religion and period, and believing or not believing in God. And of course, interfaith or inter-no faith relationships, and as well, in some instances, interracial. Okay, let's get together, and the initial statement of unity or whatever was not a credo, I believe. It's, we are interested in Judaism, not, and anyone would be welcome to come to participate if they were interested in learning about Judaism. So
it was a good process, though. It was a really good process because through that we really talked about what we were trying to do, and what we were trying to do was a peaceful Jewish community. And that's what we called it. And then, and then our principles, we wanted inclusivity, we wanted sensitivity. We wanted an atmosphere in which everyone was heard, that there weren't these, we came out of sectarian religion, sectarian politics, and we very specifically did not want that. We wanted a very participatory, inclusive setting where people were heard. And
I think another way of saying that is that inclusivity is that this was a place where people could be Jewish and engage in Jewish, prayer, thought, action, learning at whoever you are. And I mean that, in the most simple, basic way, that's really what was important, is that what we were creating would be a place where people could come. And
first high holidays, Betsy's daughter, our cousin Maya, who now this year became a mommy. She was just a little kid then, and it was sort of like the equivalent of open mic time at one point, and she got up and gave this whole sort of very, impassioned plea against the Gulf War. And it was really moving, and it was encouraged, that her and other people say that or anything else they wanted, and it was appreciated. And that too just hooked us. Oh, we can have spirituality and politics, and they can be joined together and renew our, Jewish community. Was great for us. We loved it, and that's why we're still here.
Very strong is that Or Shalom's a place where I can be politically open, and I can talk honestly about my political values, particularly thoughts and feelings that I might have about the way in which the Israeli government may be doing things. And so that's something which my experience in the Jewish community is that often one ends up having to mute oneself and not being able to express certain things.
I volunteered not to be on the board, okay, because I had been targeted by the pro-Israel lobby, as I had said before, and because I thought this would be a real problem for fundraising, and Rabbi Pam wanted to go to the Federation or the Council of Rabbis and stuff, and I said, if I'm on the board, you might have real serious problems. And the feeling at that time was, no, you have to stay on the board, because if you leave the board, then everything that we're trying to do is actually undermined. We want it to be open to everything, and if they don't...
So, for example, in most other Jewish communities, you wouldn't have a non-Jewish person able to come up onto the bima and open the ark for a service. And at Or Shalom, that's not even a controversial issue.
Beyond that, I was raised as a Catholic. I was used to being, at some point in my life, part of a congregation and going to religious services. And I felt, well, I certainly actually didn't want to be Catholic at that point. I wanted to be part of some congregation. And Jeff is Jewish, and I'd always been kind of interested in Judaism. Being raised Catholic, I was used to coming to services every week. So we showed up almost every Friday that there was a service, and it was, I liked the music, I liked the prayers, I liked being at a service with a group of other people. I think
definitely when I first applied, I wasn't really sure I guess why I was applying, because I wasn't Jewish, so I was a little nervous about that. But what I didn't realize about Or Shalom is that it's so inclusive, and that the fact that I wasn't Jewish didn't really matter. I came here and I felt that a lot of the kind of the morals and just the way that I grew up was very similar, and it's become much more of a place that I want to be, and I just happened to work there.
Visited a bunch of synagogues, and Or Shalom was the friendliest, and the more we came, the more people we saw that we already knew, and that's why we joined. That's why we're into Or Shalom. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, and even our family, African American people in the Bay Area, going to synagogue, we're never the only African American people at Or Shalom, and I find that really, really great, because that happens sometimes in other synagogues. And I also see all kinds of people at Or Shalom. So that's one of the things I think is unique. It's truly welcoming and truly open to all different kinds of people, and that's what I like about it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I came to Or Shalom through the music, and I started playing in the choir for High Holy Day services. The experience in the choir was a way of actually really introducing me for the first time to anything but a boy's meaning to Judaism and prayer, and what a temple could be in my life. And I'll never forget Michael Baugh rehearsing the choir at Old St. John's, one of the classrooms, and we were struggling with something, and people were frustrated, and someone said, well, it's not going to sound very, very good, and Michael turned around and said, you are not performing, you are praying. Remember that. And that just struck me as, oh, right, we're doing something else here. This is music, but it has a meaning that's different than what I'm usually do music with.
But there were a group of people that were drawn to the energy of the music, and I think we're sort of intrigued by what I was trying to point at, and felt the energy of it. And so so a lot of those folks kind of became involved in the choir in various kinds of ways. But David has he really understands the mystical depth of this teaching, and so I just felt like he was the perfect person.
There was a music living in me that I didn't even know was there really, or that that I didn't really hear before. And I saw, after listening to it, listening to myself for a little while, I noticed that it's Jewish music that's actually happening. That's the process that brought me into Jewish music, and then into Or Shalom as well.
Started playing with the group, and it has been one of the most fun things. At first, very challenging, because it's a great musical group. David is like an amazing musical genius, actually, and he composes things, and I learned a lot of new songs, and I've gotten to attend services, which has been really good for me, because I never went to services that much. So after a year and a half, I'm kind of getting the idea of what the services are like and learning some of the words.
Some of my favorite moments of my own personal spiritual practice are moments where I find myself taking familiar prayer words and just finding melodies that come to me in the moment spontaneously and singing them. And some of which I remember, most of which I don't. But so singing and drumming and using chanting Hebrew is one of my paths.
I remember it was my first time that the whole bar mitzvah was like a river of tradition. My experience of it was being on the riverbank, and this river just rose up to carry us and to carry Elon and to carry the community and carry him through this ceremony. It just touched me so much. There was so much support in the tradition. I'd never had that. That was a wonderful experience.
My little Becca was so cute. She came home and she said something about, Pam says I can have a bat mitzvah if I want it. And I go, well, okay, we have to talk about it. And I forget, there was some discussion. And like maybe 2 months later, my older daughter said something to her about getting presents, and she goes, you get presents? It was so great, because it was really about what it was about to have a bat mitzvah. It was, because she didn't know from all the trappings, the parties and the presents, and our kids were in some ways very, very sweet and innocent. And it was beautiful. I loved it.
Supporting each other for each other's bar and bat mitzvahs. And I think we all participate in each other's ceremony by reading together or singing together on. So yeah, we felt supported in the group.
Any options? Ilan has an older brother, and he didn't have a bar mitzvah because there wasn't an alternative way of doing it. So I think people were hungry for that.
And I connected with some family members who were originally from San Francisco who I had never met. And they were telling me about this wonderful synagogue that was sort of part renewal, part reconstructionist, part whatever you want it to be. And my cousin's husband said, Or Shalom's the only place I've ever been able to tolerate. And, I really love the services, and it's just so different. And we've been in London now for a year, and we can't find anything that's even remotely like that.
The community has a really nice mix of challenging, critical thinking and questioning spirit, but also on the other side of that, very warm, kind, loving, and caring environment. So on the one hand, people ask hard questions, but on the other hand, they really accept each other for who they are and are very open-hearted and open-minded. And that all is a wonderful quality about Or Shalom.
Or Shalom is sort of just my Judaism. When I was young, I thought actually that only women could be rabbis. It was shocked to discover that that was actually taboo among certain Jews.
Yeah, that's great.
So one day I was on the phone with the head scribe who was selling us this Torah, and I was asking him a lot of questions about it because I wanted to make sure everything about the Torah was just the way we wanted it. And I used some Hebrew terms as we were having our discussion, and he said to me kind of jokingly, "What are you, a rabbi or something? How do you know these things?" And I said, "Yes, actually I am a rabbi." And he kind of, I could feel he stiffened, he was an Orthodox man, ultra-Orthodox. And he said, oh, you must be a Reform rabbi? And I said, no, actually, I'm Jewish Renewal. And he said, Jewish Renewal? I said, yes, Reb Zalman. He said, oh, Zalman, oh yeah, he's certainly not Reform.
One of the things that was wonderful last summer for me, as I was in my second trimester waiting to have this child, was a conversation I had with one of our members. I was talking about some of what was on my mind as I was thinking about Rosh Hashanah and the birth of the world and my own experience about getting ready to give birth to a human being. And he said, this is really one of the first times in generations and generations of Jews where the rabbi can talk from personal experience about these kinds of things.
What drives me to Shalom is that, that we're all very welcome here, and we can be ourselves and not have to subscribe to anything in particular, and we're welcome here.
Community that's what makes Or Shalom unique. It's the parents, it's the teachers, and most importantly is the students. I think, again, the people that came through, the students that came through the doors at Or Shalom are the ones who make it and still will continue to make it that unique place.
With the teens and the youth there, it brought a different kind of life to it when we would have like Friday night services or like High Holy Day services. So you'd have the adult sessions and then the children's sessions, and it completed the picture, I guess. So
the next step really is growing. How do you grow that community and how you spread the word that it is very unique and it is the new way where people are going to be connected to Judaism. It's not the very well organized machine synagogues. But tapping into what does make them succeed. What are the things that do make sense in the traditional way but keeping that seed, that really unique soul of a place that is special. I think people need to know about it. It's very well hidden secret.
Maybe it is, but 20 years is a long time. When I saw the tape, it is.
You have to start with the fact that I'm astonished that I'm seeing Or Shalom 20 years later to begin with. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. I believe that Or Shalom will go from strength to strength for decades and decades to come, maybe for centuries.
I would like to see Or Shalom grow a little bigger.
I'd love to have an office where I can have a meeting with more than one person at a time.
I'd like to see us having a building, our own space, and a place where families can come and grow, a center for learning.
I think if it had a space where we could meet regularly, Or Shalom could really flower and branch out into all the different types of things that it offers for different types of people.
I will continue to be a member here and have my children go to the Hebrew school and the Judaism school and grow up hopefully the same way I did, if not similar. So
this commitment to social action and to interfaith dialogue and to working together on making, things better. And, I would like to see the school do projects with, other religious schools and other, in other faiths.
And I'm very excited by the possibility of doing interfaith work.
I see a continuing growth between and among the community that will sort of radiate outward.
I'd like to see the members and friends of Or Shalom live full, vibrant Jewish lives.
So I really hope Or Shalom continues to grow and deepen its offerings for learning for adults. I would love to see our musical ensemble continue to grow and thrive.
I really hope that Or Shalom will always be able to keep its tenet, its guideline, that children are welcome to attend religious school if they want to be there.
Mostly it's blah blah blah. Are you there? Can you hear me? How's it sound? Great. Are you recording? Okay, stop it.
Okay. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Does that hurt your ear?
Got a feeling I can get it my way. Feeling like it's so much brighter now. Cause I'm making sure I get it right. Loving every little bit of sunshine. Throw my hands in the
like to see that aspect grow and reach that range of people. Don't include that. You know what I mean?
And
you want to see that again? Yeah.
Cause I'm making sure I get it right. Loving every little bit of sunshine. Throw my hands.
Come here, Bosco. Come here, Bosco. He wants to be in it. Yeah. Here you go. Are you all right?
Is that, who am I talking to? Yeah.
May you be happy, having whoops all you need. Hey, now and no, that's not it.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
That when there's a circumcision ban on the ballot in San Francisco, we have a more nuanced opinion about it. I don't know how to say this. No. Yeah, edit that part out. Yeah.
What do I know about the future? As soon as
Just as much as anyone else. Julie's pet peeve. No, please don't. Julie will kill me for that.
What are you talking about? I absolutely vehemently do not believe in favorites.
One that's catchy to you lately. One that you've been like humming along to lately.
No. We're gonna do a separate guitar session. I'll come again that's fine. You can come and have tea at our house and bring the camera with you. Are you recording this?
Sure.
Little rascal.
Yes, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine. May we know that together.